Hi, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast,
The Vibes Were Off.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Meg.
And I am so excited to tell you the story today. I have been waiting weeks to get this story to you.
I know. You talk about it nonstop.
It's nuts, but it's so, generalized. I'm like, I have this story. I'm ready to tell you. Please don't listen to anything concerning this story.
I know, and it's been very hard.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
I'm so excited. Oh, but before we get into it, it's just another plea for everyone out there. If you're listening, if you're enjoying, please like, comment, subscribe, do all of that stuff. And exciting news for all of our subscribers. We are recording.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Now you can see our beautiful faces.
See us. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to put some other stuff together, but very exciting.
Yeah, and we're getting used to it, so.
Yeah, first couple might be rough, but we'll get there. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
UFOs. Why they are here. Who they have come for. When they will leave. 2 individuals say they were sent from the level above human and will return to that level in a spaceship, UFO, within the next few months. This man and woman will discuss how the transition from the human level to the next level is accomplished and when this may be done. This is not a religious or philosophical organization recruiting membership. However, the information has already promoted a number of individuals to devote their total energy to this transitional process. If you have ever entertained the idea that there might be a real physical level in the space beyond the Earth's confines, you will want to attend this meeting.
Oh, so this was a real, flyer.
That's it.
That's like a newspaper ad.
Yeah. So I said, so, did this poster work? Would you be interested in checking this group out?
Yes. I'm not even going to lie.
I'll be there.
I really think, especially before computers and technology, I would have got sucked into a cult really fast.
I think maybe now even.
Yeah.
You got a good premise.
I'm
going to check it out.
I'm at least going to check it out because it sounds fun.
Yeah. Also, friends. Can we make some friends?
Aliens, friends, fun. I'm in. Is there free refreshments?
Yeah. And donuts. You know how hard it is to make friends as an adult? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I would be there.
That would have worked on me, yes.
Okay, so if you didn't get it by now, we are doing the Heaven's Gate cult.
Heaven's Gate.
Good old Heaven's Gate. So trigger warning for cults and suicide.
All right. Okay. Why do those always go hand in hand?
It's unfortunate, especially the 60s, 70s. It happened quite too many times, honestly.
It makes me think of The Office. Creed, he's like, I've been a follower and a leader. You have more fun as a follower, but you get more money as a leader. And I was like, Creed is me.
That's hilarious. Do you want to be a leader or a follower?
You got to be a follower first.
Okay.
To kind of figure it out. Yeah. But then, maybe. But I'd be a good leader. I'm not asking people to commit suicide or do anything crazy. I just want to.
We don't have a cult, but if you're interested, let us know.
Yeah. I want to be the little cult from Parks and Rec where they always think the world is ending and they go out with their little flutes and it's very harmless. And then they have a pizza party and then they're like, see you next month.
Yeah.
So that's
because that's
what
best case scenario. Because if something happens, you're out there with your flute ready to go.
Exactly.
And if nothing happens, pizza party.
You had a great day with your friends.
Oh, see, this is how we get trapped into a cult.
Okay, I'm sorry, I really derailed this.
We have no chance.
Okay, tell me a story.
Okay, so at the height of the hippie freedom movement and questioning everything era, you would probably, take a look, as we just described we would. And they did work. But let's dig into this group and how it was created. It all starts with Marshall Herff Applewhite Jr.
That's a name.
That's the whole name. So Marshall Jr. was born May 17th, 1931 in Spur, Texas.
Oh, he's from Texas.
All roads lead to Texas.
Dang it.
And unfortunately, Houston has a huge part in this.
No.
Yeah. So that's where they're born and bred. So Spur is a tiny town just south of the Panhandle. His father, Marshall Herff Applewhite Sr., was a Presbyterian minister, and there was no room for anything but the strict interpretation of the Bible in that household.
Okay, so not the fun Presbyterians.
No.
Okay.
Nope. His mother, Louise Winfield, was a homemaker to their 4 children. Marshall graduated from Roy Miller High School in Corpus Christi, Texas. He then went on to attend Austin College. He earned a bachelor's degree in philosophy in 1952.
Okay.
I feel like that's early for philosophy.
Yeah. Well, that's going to prime you real good, I guess, for culty activities. Mm-hmm. You know all the language, the jargon.
The jargon, if you will. He then enrolled in Union Presbyterian Seminary to study theology, hoping to become a minister like his father.
Okay.
Yeah. So shortly after enrolling, he married Ann Pierce, and they went on to have 2 children, Mark and Lane. He left seminary school before finishing to pursue music.
Pick a lane.
Sharp turn.
Pick a lane.
So along the way, he became the musical director of a church in North Carolina. We have fun.
A church.
His musical dreams were briefly detoured when he was drafted into the Army in 1954, as a lot of people were.
Mm-hmm.
He served his time in Austria and New Mexico as a member of the Army Signal Corps. He left the Army in 1956 to attend the University of Colorado Boulder, where he earned his master's degree in music with an emphasis on musical theater.
I need to look up a picture of this dude. Because, like, what I'm picturing right now...
exactly what you think he does.
Yes.
He's going for it. But after obtaining his degree, he moved to New York City, everybody.
The Big Apple.
Yeah, well, he wanted to pursue his dreams of making it.
Yeah.
On Broadway.
I really think he can.
He's a Broadway babe, y'all. Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, he was unsuccessful and found little to no work.
Yeah, I mean...
It's tough.
And he doesn't sound like... I know that he's got a degree.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound like he did a lot of this before making that sharp turn. So I'm going to say probably wasn't ready.
Yeah, and his wife and kids kind of needed him at home a little bit.
Right.
So I imagine it was tough. You can't just go audition all hours of the day.
It's a young man's game.
So he was sent back on the road, a theme that would repeat itself throughout his entire life. He was a nomad that never really found his place.
That's sad.
So he found work at the University of Alabama until an alleged sexual relationship with a student was discovered.
Allegedly.
Yeah. He is married with 2 kids. Reminder.
Yuck. Because no married man has ever
done anything. These vows are sacred. Men. So quickly after this affair was brought to light, his wife separated from him due to the nature of the affair. You see, he was sleeping with a male student.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Baby is all over the place.
So the musical theater, right? Making a little more sense now.
Yeah. Did the theater turn him gay?
No. I think it just took him that long to figure it out.
Yes.
You're right. He was born that way, and he had a Presbyterian father, so you can't pursue that. And so he started slow. He was like, maybe music. I'll play organ in the church. And he was like, well, maybe musical theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't going to stay the course he was on.
Exactly. Honestly, heads probably wouldn't have even turned if it was a female student. But in the South, in the 60s, this was unacceptable.
Yeah.
Even more so for the son of a minister.
Yeah, I'm sure that was big news.
Yeah.
But honestly,
tea was hot.
Love who you want to love, as long as it was consensual. But
well, that's the problem. It
yeah.
wasn't. It can't be when there's somebody with a position of power,
right?
And someone who, under that. After some sketchy but ultimately unsuccessful conversion therapy.
Oh,
well, South.
I know.
Religion, not great. His wife divorced him in 1965 and took the children. Running away from that situation, he moved to Houston, Texas.
Yay, welcome.
We're back. I mean, great place to be.
Yeah.
You'd be open.
Terrible.
Proud. Right. Of anything you want to be. We accept all folks here.
Yeah, but maybe not in the 60s or 70s. What year are we in?
65.
Yeah, maybe not in 65 though.
He was a popular local singer and choral director of an Episcopalian church.
Oh, how fun for him.
He found a place here.
Yeah,
he really did.
That's good.
He had quite a few fans who said he was a natural performer. He also performed with the Houston Grand Opera.
Oh. We have a good opera.
We do. We have a good everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Houston, he found the closest thing to a home and a community he had ever been a part of. Houston's growing LGBT scene found him with open arms.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. He even auditioned for his dream role in Susanna at the Houston Opera, though the character Olin Blitch was a bit of a stretch for him vocally, so he didn't get it.
But he tried.
He did. He auditioned, darn it.
I love that for him.
Yes.
I'm just trying not to get attached to him because I know that this is going to go south.
Yep.
So,
even though he was openly gay and comfortable in Houston, he ended up dating a woman who, by all accounts, he really loved. That was until her family pressured her to break things off with him.
oh, see, you're bi.
Right.
Just, you can love
You love
men
everybody.
and women.
Yeah,
like
love them
why
all.
do you have to pick one or the other?
Yeah, you know. Despite his depression, he threw himself into work as a teacher at the University of St. Thomas.
Oh, very familiar.
He loved his work as a music teacher, though the schools say he was often mentally jumbled and disorganized. Unfortunately, he was also fired from this university. So I saw some sources say that it was for another sexual relationship with a male student,
Oh,
but the university has never confirmed this.
yeah. Well, I think his sexuality alone would have been like,
Too much for
Yeah.
them. Yeah. He was once again on the run. This time he chose New Mexico, where he operated a delicatessen.
do you know where in New Mexico?
I don't know where.
Okay.
It wasn't very long.
Yeah.
It might have been like some sketchy setup.
Our parents and grandparents used to live in New Mexico.
Yeah. It's a nice area.
Yeah.
You know, mountains.
I love a mountain.
Houston's very flat.
Yes.
So mountains are pretty. The residents had nothing but good things to say about him, and they noted that they enjoyed his shop and sandwiches. So it was good.
There we
all
go.
around.
But again, another like left turn. Like, what are we doing
Food
with our
service.
life?
Yeah, exactly. But that didn't last long either. Marshall Applewhite Sr. died around this time in 1971, so he went home.
And that's in like the panhandle of Texas.
Yeah. From what I can gather, he had a complete mental collapse after this. He was blamed for his father's death, who they said had died from a broken heart. Blah, blah, blah.
No. If he was going
No.
to die from a broken heart from his son, it would have happened earlier, right?
A decade ago, yeah. Yep. So there are conflicting stories about how the next event happened, but the most credible account is as follows. It's alleged Marshall checked himself into a hospital to cure him of his homosexual thoughts.
Okay.
While he was locked in there, he met Bonnie Lou Nettles, a nurse for the hospital. For the record, Applewhite would later claim that he was visiting a sick friend in the hospital, and that's how they met. But it's almost
He was
positively there
a patient there.
for conversion therapy.
Yeah. Again.
After his father died, he did feel guilt, right? So he's like, one more chance. Let's see how it goes. But this event would lead to the end for it all. Regardless of the true story on how they met, they hit it off immediately, claiming that they were soulmates.
I mean, maybe.
Could be. Now let's dive into Bonnie's background.
Okay.
So Bonnie Lou Nettles was born August 29th, 1927 in Houston, Texas.
Ah, Houston girl.
She is born and raised.
No wonder they make it back to Houston.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have nearly as much information about her, but what we do know is she was born into a Baptist family and went on to get her nursing degree. A lot of religion down here.
Mm-hmm.
She was an RN at the hospital, and her daughter would later say that she loved children and would prefer working with babies.
Oh.
Which we need.
Yes.
Great. We love a baby nurse. She married Joseph Segal Nettles in December 1949, and they would go on to have 4 children. They had the perfect marriage in life. Dun, dun, dun. That was until 1972 when her husband caught her performing seances.
Come again? Say what?
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, no, there's so many twists and turns in this. That's why I would dug so deep for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She also spent a lot of time visiting fortune tellers who would tell her she would soon meet a mysterious man who was tall, had light hair, and a fair complexion that would fulfill her life.
I'm not going to lie. I love a fortune teller. But it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's like
Exactly.
they tell you vaguely something that's going to happen or someone you're going to meet. And then, of course, you're going to find
Right.
that person.
You're like, oh, found him.
Right.
Tall, you have light hair, perfect, let's go.
You're the one.
Yeah. So when she met Marshall Applewhite Jr., she was convinced the universe was sending her a divine message. She actually moved Marshall into her home with her husband and children.
I'm going to assume the husband was not cool with
That
this?
was not great, no.
Okay.
So this was a huge point of contention with her husband, as you can imagine.
Yep.
She tried to convince him that there was not a sexual relationship, but one designed by the gods.
No, that doesn't work. Nice try.
Yeah, you tried. He did not accept that and filed for divorce.
Yeah.
Their children were older, so Bonnie had no qualms about giving them up for Applewhite.
Okay.
Dang, you threw those kids away real quick.
Real quick. Yeah. That's crazy.
We were like, the fortune teller said, so peace out, family.
Sorry, you gotta go.
Yeah. Marshall would also cut off his entire family during this time, including his children. So they just pieced right out.
Yeah.
So together they would open up the Christian Art Center, a bookstore that catered to all religions and spiritual thoughts.
That seems wholesome enough.
Seems great. I love a bookstore.
Yeah.
I'll go to a bookstore. It was a place that for those who had beliefs on theology or mysticism, and they could come and take classes and be with like-minded people.
Oh, they had classes.
This is when the classes start.
That's when you start losing me.
You're like, I ain't going to no class.
No.
No thanks. We got to study? No. Unfortunately for them, there were very few people in the Houston area that wanted to attend these classes, and the bookstore shut down after just a few months.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder how much like foot traffic they were getting or if like what they were doing in those classes was so egregious that people were like, I'm not even stepping foot in there.
Yeah. This sent them packing up and on the road in February 1973, Marshall's nomadic lifestyle rubbing off on Bonnie. This was a tough time for the pair. They often sold their blood and worked odd jobs for enough money to keep traveling.
Okay. Where were they traveling? Just everywhere?
Everywhere.
Interesting.
Anywhere, everywhere. There was no plan. They just went wherever.
I feel like you would
God
waste
told them.
more money traveling around than just like staying put somewhere.
You would, but they had to keep moving.
Okay.
I don't think I would ever be so down low to sell my blood to travel, though.
Okay, listen. Some of us have been there. And we don't need
you're supposed to pay for college.
We don't need you to judge us, okay?
Every time I'm like, I'm sorry,
Like, that
Meg.
felt like such a call out. Dang.
You just sold platelets.
Yeah.
Not the whole blood.
Not all of it. They put some of it back in.
See? You're better. So they were extremely poor and survived on bread rolls mostly. But along the way, they began putting a theology together. One that centered around aliens and flying saucers.
Were they doing any drugs during this time?
No. This came from the divine.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
I think there's some mental illness here. I'm not armchair diagnosing, but aliens. Listen, I want aliens to be real. That's the problem.
They are.
Okay, we just went straight to they are.
There's no way that we are the only thing in this entire universe.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
I want them, look,
But I don't think,
come find us.
we know
We're ready.
about
We're going to
them
be
yet.
open to it.
yeah.
We're the ones to come to.
Let's not,
For real.
I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Maybe we don't open this can of worms at this exact
This will be
moment.
another episode. We need an hour
Let's
for this.
discuss Meg's conspiracy theories.
Yeah, perfect. We'll get our 10 hats. It'll be perfect.
I do think we landed on the moon, though. I will be upfront about
What?
that. I do think
There's
that.
no way. We can't do this.
Wait,
sorry.
you don't think we landed on the moon?
No.
Okay. Do I even know you?
This is a problem.
I'm panicking right now.
We have gone so far, of course.
Okay,
All right,
sorry.
we'll get back into it. Sorry about that, y'all.
Ugh.
Okay, they pulled inspiration from St. Francis of Assisi, a Catholic friar that founded the religious order of the Franciscans. I'm looking over to my husband. He's Catholic. Is that correct?
Fransocian.
Fransocian?
Fransocian.
Assisi.
Assisi.
Assisi. Okay. St. Francis of Assisi, a Catholic friar that founded the religious order of the Franciscans, who inspired his followers to lead a Christian life of poverty. Not the first one I would jump to, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of... That's kind of a thing in Christianity as a whole.
To just be poor?
No, just to give.
Oh.
No, not have excess, but tell me more.
I want the Catholic friar of abundance. That's what I want.
I'll follow you.
Yeah, there you go. They also looked into the teachings of Christology, ascetism, and eschatology.
You can tell that
I try.
you
I try.
are not that.
Sorry, those words.
You did great.
Thank you. But by June 1974, they had a belief system that they were ready to share with the world.
That it wasn't any of, like a mixture of all those things?
Yep.
Okay.
They believed that the reincarnation of Jesus was a Texan.
Who said he can't be? You haven't lost me yet. It's what I'm ashamed of.
She is in the cult. Meg is in the cult, everybody.
I'm like, go on.
They were convinced that there were two witnesses from the book of Revelation. The two witnesses were described as mysterious figures who performed miracles like turning water to blood, bringing plagues, and stopping rain for 1,260 days before being killed by the beast and resurrected 3.5 days later.
Okay.
So,
perfect. Where do we go from here? What do we do?
After those 3.5 days, it's the symbolizing God's enduring witnesses and judgment during the tribulation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I've got an important question. Does our Texas Jesus wear a cowboy hat and boots? Because
we don't like the cowboys, but we like a cowboy hat.
I like my Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt
with a bolero tie.
Sorry.
I don't know.
I'm really going off the rails here, but I'm enjoying this.
So they believed the demonstration was coming soon and that they would experience death and then rebirth.
Okay.
You see, they were the two witnesses.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. See, no. You can't make yourself the center of the story.
Well, what about Jesus?
Texas Jesus
is okay?
Texas Jesus, great.
Witnesses, not. No. You don't believe that one?
No, not if it's them. You created the religion, so inconveniently you're the witnesses.
But it is in Revelation.
No, they're not in Revelation. I don't buy it. They lost me.
Well, hold on. We might bring you back in.
Okay.
Because they were first labeled, they labeled themselves as guinea and pig.
No. That is so dumb.
Would you be guinea or pig?
Guinea. Oh. I'm not gonna let somebody call me pig. What up, pig? No. I'm already a little chubby. That would really break me.
BMI is too high to be pig. The organization was labeled as the Anonymous Sexaholics Celibate Church. Are you in? I'm
so confused on nothing that they've said so far connects with that to me.
Okay. Well, listen, you're not the only one. They were only able to recruit one person, a friend from Houston. So they rebranded.
Perfect.
Such a giggly episode.
It's a good, I'm in. What do they rebrand to? Maybe I'll be back in.
The Human Individual Metamorphosis was born, and they changed their names to Bo and Peep.
I like that better.
She's in.
I'd be Bo or Peep. That's adorable.
You'd be either. Okay. They were hopeful that they would soon have a flock of sheep.
That's kind of cute. Okay. Just like as a little club. Okay.
Bo and Peep with our sheep.
You know, there's Swifties and like the Bayhive. They had sheep.
Yeah, cute.
It's cute.
The pair started recruiting more aggressively and began having regular group meetings. Sawyer, a former member who joined at the beginning, would say Bo and Peep glowed, like literally glowed. But some people have that, like magnetic attraction to them.
Oh, I was going to ask, what were they eating?
No, this is like
not a literal. You said literally glowing, and so that's in my mind. That's what I saw. But continue.
And that the people were clamoring to be in their presence.
Ooh.
They were described as being euphoric, and people were convinced that they were the equivalent of Jesus.
No, guys, just be Bo and Peep. You don't have to be Jesus.
Along with their tour, people started disappearing. At first, it was just a few in every city they visited. Then it escalated to about 20 per meeting location.
Okay, I have a question.
Yep.
The people that were joining this group, were they also kind of like nomadic people?
No.
Okay.
No.
So people were definitely taking notice when they were missing. Okay.
This made law enforcement take notice of them.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. Concerned families filed missing persons reports, but the police couldn't do much since these were consenting adults and they were allowed to run away.
Okay, so they thought maybe they were leaving with them when they traveled.
Well, they knew, yes.
Okay.
They knew people were disappearing from this cult.
Right.
Yep. It is strange, though, that people were disappearing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it the aliens?
We don't know yet. Okay. That's because the core beliefs of HIM required him, like Jesus.
Right. I get it.
Required followers to give up absolutely everything in their lives. That was not only material goods, but people as well.
Yeah. That's how you know it's a cult.
Yeah, that's how they get you. They were encouraged to cut off all contact with everyone they had ever known. Sorry, encouraged is the wrong word. They were made to cut off all contact. Families were torn apart, parents disappearing from their children's lives, marriages ruined. It was hard on all of those left behind.
How many people joined?
Yeah, so it was a couple of hundred at the height.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't thousands of people, but it was, to the ones who did leave.
Yeah.
Shocking. For those in this group, this was an essential part of preparing to be taken up to the heavens. Most would go on to say that it was hard and they were sad about giving up everyone and everything, but the reward was more than worth the temporary discomfort. Originally, they were told that the demonstration would happen after Bo and Peep were taken up to space. Then they would return and pick everyone up on their own personal spaceship.
Okay.
They were going to get taken up and bring the spaceship back.
Right.
Yeah. They were like, don't worry, we'll come back for you guys.
Yeah.
But you had to be healthy and strong so that your quote-unquote vehicle would be able to make the journey.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Vehicle refers to your human physical presence, aka your body.
Yeah. Space travel is tough on the body.
I can only imagine. You don't even have a spacesuit or anything. You just go straight up. Members believed that their true essence was found in their mind and soul, and that the body was a temporary, disposable shell that they just happened to use while completing tasks on Earth. Not a good way to go about it.
This reminds me of another religion that I kind of think is a cult that I won't name because I'm not bringing that heat to myself.
No.
But it's giving me the ick.
Yeah. We're not in anymore?
I'm not in.
Okay. Maybe we'll come back. We'll see. In the mid-70s, 2 sociologists went undercover to see what this group was all about. They had noticed a flyer around town, the one I've read to you earlier, and were intrigued. Robert Balch and David Taylor attended a meeting, and after seeing the teachings, they became genuinely curious. They were like, okay, let me try it out.
Like, hold on, okay.
Okay.
See, there you go. I would go on undercover.
With an open mind.
Yeah.
Yes. Further adding to the mystique of the group was this extreme secrecy, like CIA level. When they expressed interest in learning more, they were given cryptic instructions to get more information. They were instructed to go to a post office in California, then they met a group in Arizona, and they had to look through a phone book for the next instructions.
That sounds fun. It's like a little scavenger hunt.
Scabby hunt.
Dang it, I'm back in.
Yeah. You're in. Let's do it. They were then sent to the top of Diablo Mountain to meet with people who would take them to the next location. But when they got there, the place was deserted.
Uh-oh.
It's a test. They looked in a trash can and saw flyers for the group, so they hung around, hopeful that they would come back. After a few hours, they did.
Well, they just wanted to see if you would wait.
That's the test. So 2 men drove up and instructed them to get in the car. Not great. Kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Don't get in the car. But once back at the campground, they noticed there was really no structure and everyone kind of fended for themselves. It was more of a bizarre bonfire camping type situation, They did have 2 meetings every day, one in the morning and one in the evening, where most of the time would be spent tuning in.
What does
Like
that
using
mean?
a tuning fork. You seen those? Like the
Ting.
ting. But
Yeah.
then they would put it on their forehead and they would tune into the frequency of
Okay.
the aliens.
That's not the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Jeez, you would do it. Got it. You're sliding further down into the cult right now.
Yeah.
So the group used the tuning forks they've been given on various parts of their bodies to try and communicate with the aliens using the right frequency.
Okay.
What if someone talked back?
That would freak me out.
Just saying. But during this time, they all relied on donations they were able to get, mostly from churches and panhandling.
What church is donating money to this weird cult?
Well, they needed food and stuff, right? Like, churches do that.
No, that's weird.
Okay. Someone was always watching the sky, though, just in case.
Yeah. One eye on the sky.
You gotta keep one eye. They stayed in the group for months trying to figure out why these mostly successful, intelligent people with loving families would join this group and give everything up. Like most cults do, this one thrived on good people. For the most part, the people who joined were, for lack of a better term, normal. There was nothing in their background to suggest they would be susceptible to joining a cult. They weren't criminals. One was a movie star. A few, the heir of an oil baron.
Okay.
But what would make quote unquote normal people join? People join cults and other groups for a sense of security and community. The us versus them mentality is a huge factor too.
Mm-hmm. And a charismatic leader or leaders.
But when people, that's good.
Yeah.
But when people's good. If they are made to feel special with a group that is very exclusive, it's easy to isolate them.
Yeah.
This group was even more exclusive than others. Applewhite would often say he wanted quality over quantity. More than that, if you ever wanted to leave, you were more than welcome to go. Like, he wasn't keeping you.
Yeah.
Which makes you want to stay even more.
Right, because
Like,
you don't feel trapped.
right. By the time David and Robert left, they had been separated, which is kind of scary. They just had factions all over the world.
Oh, yes.
Or the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Just as many friends, families, and even couples were separated. They were assigned check partners, which is never good, to keep each other in line. It's a very common tactic of the cult. You couldn't do anything without checking in with your check partner, another classic cult technique that discouraged any personal autonomy, and it had a tattletale system.
Yeah.
This partner was always someone you didn't like or someone you were not attracted to. Which, dang, put me with my enemy. All right.
Right. Well, and then it's like, and you know that you
Yes.
don't like each other.
Yes.
Or like you're not, that's weird.
Mm-hmm. Members were encouraged to be androgynous. No sex, no affection at all. That's because aliens were genderless and didn't need sex to reproduce. Boy George was used as an example of how they strove to be.
Okay, are we saying that Boy George was not sexual at all?
Androgynous. He was
I
androgynous.
know, but
They loved
they
Boy
are not
George.
the same thing.
Bonnie was a fan.
Like androgynous and like non-sexual are not the same thing.
It was cold. I don't know what to tell you.
Like, stop trying to explain it, okay?
It doesn't make sense. So the pair went on to write the cover story for Psychology Today using their experiences with him.
Ooh.
This article drove the group further underground, though.
Yeah.
Marshall and Bonnie now went by new names. You ready?
Okay.
Doe and T. A clever play on their favorite musical, The Sound of Music.
Oh, okay.
Doe and T said that the media had killed them, just like how they predicted, and that this was their martyrdom.
I don't think people care enough about you, is all I'm saying.
No,
But
they really think they're it.
yeah.
So they took credit for cattle mutilations, starvation, and diseases. Because that's what they're doing for 1,206 days.
So were they really killing cattle, or they were just like
No,
taking
they were just
credit?
taking credit for it.
Okay.
Yeah. They stopped having meetings and removed persons from the group that they determined they weren't in it for the right reasons. They became even more paranoid and worried that they were going to be infiltrated by the media. This resulted in the remaining believers to dig in more.
Right.
They truly believed Doe and T were the second coming. And how couldn't they be?
Right.
They predicted this. This is exactly what they said would happen.
See, this is, again, kind of like the fortune teller
Right.
situation. Like, things happen, and then you're like, oh, see? I predicted that.
Yep. 9 months after their self-imposed exoneration, the group reappeared.
Oh.
Doe and T had created a new vetting process. There was also a new training program called the classroom.
I don't like it. That's kind of like a little throwback, though, to their Christian bookstore.
They started it. They recorded all of their lessons, and members were required to view them 24 hours a day.
That's excessive.
Yeah, it's a lot. Every moment was scrutinized, and they made it clear that not everyone would make this new cut. So, right? Like, you better prove you're faithful.
It's like DCC, okay? We're going into training camp.
Not everybody's going to make it.
Not everybody's going to make the team.
Yep. They only wanted the best of the best for their new group. This is when they rebranded to Heaven's Gate.
Oh, okay. There we go. Now we've gotten to the name.
To Heaven's Gate. 50% of the members ultimately didn't make the cut.
Dang.
This is a tough cut.
That's like a blow to the ego. You know,
you got kicked out of the cult? Can you imagine coming home and you haven't seen me in years? You're like, they kicked me out. Sorry, Mom.
I'm not
Didn't
good
make
enough.
it. I'm never good enough for anything. Oh, no.
You almost feel bad
This
for
is my
him.
favorite story we've done. I'm having a good time. Hearing former members talk about it was wild. It was almost like a special forces selection. They introduced the 17 steps.
17
steps. These were guidelines for next level members. These included, can you follow instructions without adding your own interpretation? Can you?
No. Sometimes.
No. Do you participate in inconsiderate conversation, polluting the ears of others while you and your partner work things out?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Are you mean, I guess?
I don't think so, but...
This is where it's going to get you.
Okay.
Are you physically clumsy, breaking things because you handle them too harshly or carelessly?
Listen, I've never been clumsy a day in my life.
You're out. You're out of the cult.
As long as I don't have to, like, walk and do anything at the same time.
Yeah, no, that's a thing. You're out. Do you halfway complete a task because of your poor standard of what is thorough?
That's rude. Some people have ADHD, okay?
Or ADHD could never be like, I'll finish painting the room later.
Am I allowed to be medicated?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. So their followers saw these guidelines as a good thing. Now only those who really believed in them would be allowed to stay. For me, they read as, can we control you and will you do anything we say without question?
Right.
But they really thought their spaceship would be coming at any moment. All of their hard work would be rewarded. Another step the individuals had to take was, like nuns and priests before them, take a new name. Hang in there with me a little bit, because this is kind of tough to explain. Their first name had to be one syllable, made of 3 letters, all consonants. And then their last name would be their family name, and they would all have this. It was Ody, O-D-Y.
Okay.
So Ody translates into little members. It was diminutive for gods.
Okay.
When they actually became aliens, they would drop the Y and become OD, because they would be odd. They thought it was funny.
Okay. Who doesn't love a little bit of wordplay?
It's a little bit. Yep. So just a few examples. So Stephen Carter was now Sir Ody. S-R-R-O-D-Y. Sir Ody. Gail Mater was now Yours Ody. Y-R-S-O-D-Y. Meg, you would be M-G-G-O-D-Y. Magody.
Magody. I hate that so much.
Magody. Maybe you have to come up with a different one.
Yes,
No. Good.
I
would be Katody.
That's awful as well.
Katody.
But,
K-T-T-O-D-Y.
you don't have to.
You do have to take a new name.
I know, but you don't have to, like, it doesn't have to, like, resemble your old name.
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah. I'd go crazy. I'd throw a Z in there.
Is that a consonant?
It's not a vowel.
I don't know. High school was too long ago.
Maybe, don't you write books?
They don't ask about consonants in my books.
Babe,
My books are
okay.
romance novels, okay? Nobody cares about the consonants.
You have the vowels and then you have the consonants.
You know what? Can you... You're interpreting meanness. You're out.
I love you so much.
Ooh, it's getting warm in here.
Too much laughing.
Okay, so it's also around this time that they all cut their hair short in a sort of like short bob.
No.
That's where you get me out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I don't look good with a bob.
No.
They also had to shave all of their facial hair for the guys. They all lived at campsites until one of the members came into a large inheritance. Remember
Is it the oil guy?
baron?
Yep.
So he received hundreds of thousands of dollars. And with this new influx of cash, they moved into really nice homes.
Yeah, they made sure to keep him around.
He was the one.
You're definitely in.
So they were split into star clusters. I'm back in.
It's kind of cute.
Damn it. Okay. They were put into different homes. Well, they were basically mansions. They never stayed long and worked out an intricate system so that only certain members were allowed outside during the day as to not cause the neighbors to think anything nefarious was happening.
I would think it's even weirder that you have a bunch of people in a house that never come outside.
Well, they didn't know they were there because they only saw like 4 people outside of the home.
Okay, but so they like...
They hid them.
In the dead of night, they snuck them in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Only those who worked outside of the homes were allowed to show their faces. They mostly stayed in Denver and Dallas at the time.
Okay.
Like the D's. Also of important note, there were always 2 to 3 houses for members, and Doe and T always got their own mansion.
Of course, because they are like Jesus.
They're Texas Jesus.
Yeah.
You know? But due to mounting pressure from family members, mostly from the family of the man who got the large inheritance, because they were like, that's a lot of money, the FBI took interest in the missing people. After tracking him down, they were once again told that there was nothing keeping him from doing whatever he wanted to do as an adult.
I mean, that's true. He's not really missing. He's just not
doing
with
what
his
they
family.
want him to do.
Yeah.
But Doe and T were worried, so in 1982, followers were allowed for the first time since the mid-70s to call home.
Interesting.
They were like, there's too much pressure.
It's weird that they caved.
Yeah, you get a phone call. Well, because I think they thought people were going to leave.
Interesting.
Most of their families had assumed they were dead, and a quick phone call was not going to convince them. So in 1983, members were allowed to travel home for Mother's Day.
Again, interesting that they let them leave.
Mm-hmm.
But also, isn't this like you don't have to stay? You can leave anytime you want. But I guess they would be out of the cult if they left.
Right. Well, and you would, because you cut off contact from your family. If you see or talk to your family, they're going to be like, hey, you're not safe. Get out.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why it's interesting that they would let them.
I think this is also a test, like who would come back. Because then they're like, full control.
Yeah.
It would be the first time they had seen their loved ones in a decade, and sadly for some, it would be their last. A few of the survivors remember how strange it was to get a hug from their mother, as there was absolutely no affection shown in their group. Can you imagine? No physical touch.
Yeah.
For decades. And then your mom hugs you and you're like,
oh.
Yeah. Ooh.
I'm already like that a little bit.
I know. They're like, you're going to get a hug. Shockingly, only one member left during these home visits. So
only one actually went home.
No, one left. Like
didn't come back.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm here with you.
Yeah, you got it.
I'm following you.
So the families of these people actually bonded together and created a newsletter that tracked the group's every movement. They hired PIs to follow them around, and this was especially important to them after they saw what happened in Jonestown in 1979.
Yeah.
T, though, followed her own rules. Remember her daughter Terry?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. T wrote to her all the time. She was breaking the most fundamental rule of the group. She hadn't given her daughter up. She wrote to her about what they were doing and where they were. She gave out motherly advice.
Girl.
Well, isn't that usually how it goes?
Yeah.
Do what I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was until early June 1985. Bonnie, aka T, never told her daughter that she was sick.
Oh no.
Yeah. Bonnie had been diagnosed with cancer around 1982, and her eye had to be removed, but she kept going on with her life. Yeah, no, it's intense.
I don't like
she
that.
lost an eye.
Oh my gosh.
Interestingly enough, she never spoke about it to anyone, not even her followers.
Did they not know?
They did not ask. No,
Yeah.
they saw she was missing an eye, but they were like, okay.
No, that's weird.
Yeah. So they saw her eye patch, but it was never acknowledged, as you can assume it wouldn't be. How can a god be taken down by such a common human disease such as cancer?
Right.
Yep. No one challenged her, and it was an unspoken secret. But in late May, she went back to the hospital where she discovered her cancer had come back and metastasized into her liver.
Okay, so at least they believe in like modern medicine.
Well, Bonnie did.
Yeah. So that's good.
Well, Bonnie was a nurse, remember?
Right.
Yep. She died less than a month later on June 19th, 1985.
Oh, did she get taken in her spaceship?
So Doe covered this up for a while, and T's family didn't find out she died until March 22nd, 1986.
That's crazy.
But now the cult had a new problem. How was Doe going to salvage the celestial partner dying? Come back for part 2 to find out.
I think I have some guesses. But I'm
Here's what
excited.
happened.
Yay.
Yay, did you enjoy the first part?
I did.
Okay, good.
Okay, I'm excited for part 2.
This is very exciting.
Yay.
Well, thanks everyone for listening. Excited to see this. Come back for YouTube.
Hello.
Hey, YouTube. For part 2.
Yeah, and the vibes may have been off in this story.
But here with us, the vibes are always on.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Bye.
Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off, TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.